Hello, I'm Shanti Swarup, Director, Happy School Culture. Almost a decade ago, we have observed this change, this transition happening in schools. Government was very keen in implementing no tolerance policy towards punishment in schools. But on the other hand, the discipline model in schools was based on the traditional. It was deep rooted in the traditional methods of punishments and rewards. So this transition was not easy. When teachers were asked not to punish, in fact, they were not given alternative methods to punishment. What else to be done if not punishment? To address this gap, we started a teacher training program. So our 2-day immersive teacher training program, we actually equipped teachers with alternative tools, alternative methods to punishments and rewards, where teacher could actually use these tools and come up with strategies to discipline children without blame, shame, and pain. How to discipline without rupturing their relationship. And that's where our journey started. And then school heads came to us and said that the 2-day program was good. Of course, the tools were good, methodology was good, but somehow they were not able to implement it in the long term. They said that, why don't you come up with a long-term program where you can work hand in hand with the schools and help schools to change the discipline model and establish this culture in the classroom. That's where we started experimenting in schools, and we came up with this 5-step model to change the discipline culture in the schools. If you are a school head and if you are trying to bring about this change in your school, and if your teachers are actually struggling, firefighting to handle disciplinary issues and oscillating between punishments and rewards, then I think that this video is for you. Pay close attention for the next few minutes. Here is the 5-step model. Step 1 is the 2-day immersive teacher training program, where we equip teachers with nearly 40 plus positive discipline tools based on child psychology, Adlerian psychology to be precise. Step 2 is where we conduct a school-wide well-being diagnostic. This is where we survey teachers, we survey students, and we let all the issues come up. Students will come up with their own personal issues, students come up with their issues with the teachers, and here teachers also will come up with their issues with these particular students. We could easily recognize class-wise problems, which teacher is facing problem with which student, which teachers are kind of early adopters, they are very much easy to implement these tools, which teachers actually require hand-holding. All this data is collected at the beginning of the academic year. And then based on this information, we weave our strategy, how to work with all these categories. Step 3 is Happy School Culture app. This is like ongoing support for teachers. To work with teachers, we understood 2 things. 1, teachers needed to be reminded these tools consistently, regularly. 2, whenever a teacher faces an issue, a discipline issue, which they could not handle and they're sliding back to punishments or rewards, hand holding is necessary. So for that, we introduced Happy School Culture app, where teachers are included in the app. Regularly, we actually give some small tasks to teachers, and then they do it, they go and do it, implement in the classroom. And we actually gamify teachers to inspire them to use these tools in the classroom. That's number 1. Number 2, when teachers face issues in the classroom, they can actually raise a ticket to us. When they raise a ticket, then our team member or one of our counseling psychologists will step in, sit with the teacher one-on-one and give specific steps how the teacher can handle this issue, and we'll work on following up with the teachers. Step 4 is establishing efficient counseling support for students. Wherever schools had an established counselor, we worked hand in hand with the counselor and strengthened that counseling cell. And wherever there was no counselor, we started with online support, starting an online counseling support, then eventually developing an in-house counselor in the school. This is where we actually started getting results. Whenever an issue happens in a classroom, actually, we need to support both the parties, not just the teacher, not just the child. When we started supporting both the parties, that is when the issues were resolving easily, conflicts were resolved without much rupture, and we started seeing results in the classroom. Step 5 is School Leader Dashboard. So we have introduced a dashboard where school leader could see like with which teachers we are working, and with which student we are working, and what is the follow up that was happening, so that they could keep track of the work, and this helped us immensely to course correct. So what we understood out of all this work was no two schools were alike. Now every school has its own set of challenges depending on the school's socio-economic and cultural background. So what we did was we started with diagnosis, we understood the problems, then we tailor-made all our strategies, and that's how we help schools to develop a happy school culture. Developing a culture is not easy. We had to fight a lot of resistance, but once a culture is developed, no one can actually change it, and that is what we aim at. If you want this cultural shift in your school, the starting point is the 2-day teacher training program. This teacher training program is a standalone program. You can go through this, where you can actually understand where are we coming from, what is our philosophy, what is it that we are actually advocating, and you can take it and implement. And if you want our support, yes, you can go ahead with the long-term program called Happy School Culture. So if you are interested in this program, call us and book the teacher training program. Schools want the training to happen just at the beginning of the academic year, so our dates get filled very fast. If you are really interested, call us and block your dates. Thank you very much.